This is the Lord of the Craft Report. Let's get straight into this week's headlines. This week we talk about the DDoS, server lag and crashes, more news on the upcoming 4.0, and lots going on in Malinor this week, so let's get right into it.
Java's new release is unsafe, offering your computer details to any with the skills to hack it. If your Minecraft application has automatically updated your Java, you're strongly advised to go to the Java website and download the most recent update candidate. Update 45 is eligibly secure, at least for the moment.
The server has recently been suffering some DDoSes, or DDoS. A DDoS attack, which stands for Distributed Denial of Service, is when a network of computers are all made to request something from the server at once, overloading it and making it harder or impossible to provide what was intended, in our case, a connection to Minecraft. The way DDoSers are gathering IPs to use for these attacks are being spotted out, so make sure you don't click shortened URLs on TeamSpeak or Skype from someone you don't recognize. If you believe your computer may be infected, it's a good idea to run your usual virus scans just to be safe.
Putting these punctual attacks in the past, this week we're gifted with Danny's long status depicting various updates about 4.0. Then recently, Danley made a great post about 4.0, explaining the decisions that were made. These include regioning, pre-building, and the whole returning to our roots thing.
Along with this, we received great sneak peeks and concept art from Native. These revealed possible biomes for 4.0, and we expect to see much more from Native in the next week.
Finally, Ria has given us more or less a solid release date for the huge and now completed project. She stated as soon as the plugin was released, so would this, which gives us insight into the nature of their project.
On a small note, Freya has become a developer just like Native after her stepping down from the GM team and joining the FM team. This is the second member on such a team. After a number of technical hiccups, a new series of podcasts should be releasing the pilot this week. If iTunes cooperates, the discussion on survey results with Danny and some other players will be available through your favorite podcast store.
Along with this podcast, developed by Sky, comes the impending release of Staff Tonight, an LOTCBC bi-weekly project that will feature a member of the staff interviewed by someone from the media team. Although we talked about the monster board last week, Zarzis has developed on this with further details. He explained that monsters pinned up on such board would occur spontaneously. However, they could be called upon by members of the community in search of fun monster hunting roleplay. So, who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters! Yes, the event team has started playing lots of ghosts to help with the Halloweeny atmosphere, along with many players. They seem to be living quite calmly, scaring small children, but I ain't afraid of no ghosts. The event team will be taking on the roles of the Lord of the Crafty and Ghostbusters, setting out to slay these immaterial beings pestering the world of Anthos.
The week started off as it often does in Anthos, with the antagonists continuing to make trouble. A raid to the north was organized in protest of their harassment that was quickly cut down. Only one man remained alive, his heart now painted by the terror of waking up surrounded by the remnants of his comrades. Any who march north with steel in their hands should not expect to return with a joyful song to sing.
A large clan of wolves has gathered in a small valley near Malinor, and rumor says that they're joined by a few feral elves as well. They have claimed many victims already. It's suggested travelers avoid dark areas, or the big bad wolves will gobble you up. Malinor has also been seeing some strange happenings near their gate. A few days ago, the city was awed as well as worried when giant grass sprung up from the ground, depriving the earth of nutrients and killing all the normal grass around it. Some tried cutting it, others tried salting the earth, and the druids even tried using their magic to call it back into the ground. Nothing worked. A second stalk always springs up where the first was destroyed. The elves are baffled by this occurrence, and a resolution is yet to be reached.
Last week, the latest survey results were revealed, and this week we hear from Elendor for some reflections.
It was a much more divided community that provided feedback this month. Responses were varied and spread over every possible point of view on just about every issue. While the numbered responses provided some slightly more calculated feedback, even those results were spread. Commenting on recent improvements, the results were divided almost evenly between improved, declined, and no change. Some claimed that PvP default was a huge improvement for the server, while others claimed it a horrible decision. Some screamed at the MAT to loosen up magic, while others wanted it to be a rarer occurrence. There was some valuable and even-handed feedback that could be taken into consideration, while others' statements remained void of meaning. Armor or get the out. I don't care. 50-50 chance it would suck equally. I don't give a. The one thing that was communicated clearly was nominations for who the community considered good candidates as GMs, as well as some discussions around who or what makes an admin. The divisions within the server are becoming increasingly obvious, which is not so much a sign that the separation is large, but that the community wish for union. Perhaps the days of inward bickering are over, and the broader community of the server are looking towards a period of unity, trust, and cooperation. Pointless trolls as the exception.
More discussion about the results of the survey can be heard on the inaugural LOTC podcast that will be released later in the week.
Wiki 4.0 has been implemented, and we need you to ensure that the database of information is transferred successfully. Players are encouraged to make an account to join the Wiki and keep this knowledgeable resource up to date. The Wiki is accessible from the main tab of our website or at wiki.lordofthecraft.net. That's all for this week. See you in the next edition of the Lord of the Craft broadcast.